Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We're playing this human assassin of Fetos for the 0.18 release tournament, and it's just seconds ago since our last recording session, so I have not forgotten, don't you worry, about the super important Day of the Tentacle story that I hadn't even really started telling. um, but you're in the you're in like a motel, and there's an ice box that you could put drinks into or something.
Yeah.
And you end up... God, I'm trying to even remember what this is even all for. Yeah, so there's a guy... It's just like... How do you describe a game like King's Quest? How do you describe all the ridiculous background that leads to the stupid things you end up doing? So the angry guy that I talked about earlier is a stamp collector. So he has a collection of stamps.
So you have to steal his stamps to make him angry so that he'll smash a wall for you.
Actually, you steal his stamps because you need to send some mail. But I just realized that that's part of a totally different puzzle. It doesn't even matter to this part. But he also he has a hamster, a pet hamster.
Okay.
And for some reason, you arrange to steal his pet hamster.
Sure, that makes perfect sense. Why would you not steal this poor man's pet hamster? It's not like he goes through enough on a regular basis.
Yeah, right? He's suffering from, PTSD. And we are like, I know, I'll take his hamster. But
yeah.
Alright.
What a special person you are.
So you do that because it's a video game.
Right.
And, no, I'm not sure. Pray. And then you need to get the hamster into the future.
Okay.
But you can't transport living things through the time machine, because that's what's broken about it. So you put the hamster in the icebox, of course, and he comes out the other side, but he's frozen solid. Disaster. So over in the future, there's by the way, spoilers if you guys are ever playing through Day of the Tentacle.
But of course there's a machine that can unfreeze the hamster in the future. That makes perfect sense.
Well, there's a microwave. And you're watching Sean...
That is not how you fix a hamster.
So, well, right. So here's the best part, though. You put the hamster in the microwave anyway, and the character, the player character, says boy, I hope that they've perfected microwaves. If a kid back in my day in the 20th century had put a hamster into a microwave, it would really bust the hamster up good, and they would send those kids away from their parents. And it's and the hamster comes out okay, and it's whew, I'm glad that they that this isn't an ordinary microwave like we had back in my time.
So what you're saying is that they included a public service announcement: kids, don't try this at home.
Yeah. This is, by the way, so many monsters. Let's just take the stairs. Have the stairs ready, anyway. But so then, the hamster is no longer frozen solid, but he's still very cold because the ice melted on him.
Okay.
Makes sense, right? So what
really, no.
So what do you do with a cold hamster? Well...
do you get it a blanket?
You get it a sweater. But you can't give him just a sweater because the only sweater you have is, a human-sized sweater that some really fat guy has been sleeping on for a long time. And so it's all soaking wet. So he's been sweating all over it. And you have to put it in the dryer with 1.5 million quarters. And it comes out the other side shrunken down to hamster size. And then you can put it on the hamster. And then the hamster is very happy and he's willing to run on the hamster wheel in the future that lets you solve whatever puzzle. It's a ridiculous game.
Turn the hamster wheel by hand? Was that not an option?
I don't believe that you could do that.
Why can't I do that?
I don't know. It doesn't really make legitimate sense. But at least you can see the threads of logic tying everything together, sort of.
I can see the threads of air quotes logic, yes.
Alright, we need to actually go get some food.
Okay.
I could just start eating corpses, but I like the Fetos piety. So we're just gonna buy food. Here we go. Grab a bunch of bread.
Woohoo!
So actually, this is kind of interesting because in the series before this one, I was mentioning that someone had been saying, I got to mention in Crawl Dev, I just bought a bunch of food. There we go. Someone was mentioning that food shops are stupid and dumb. Because who would ever want to buy food?
Right. Nobody would ever want to buy food.
And because you see a shop and it's oh, if it was a weapon shop, I would be excited, but it's not.
Right.
And who would ever want to buy food? Answer, nobody. Therefore, remove food shops, please.
Right.
And Gamafunk argues that sometimes you want to buy food, but this is because Gamafunk exclusively plays Summoners of Sif. And so, of course, he uses up a bunch of food like a jerk.
Right. Right.
There's kind of a lot of deep elves to be fighting out in the open. Let's go... These stairs, the exit stairs are just over here, so let's go grab those to do some stair dancing. And Pleasing Fungus's rebuttal was, actually, there's a lot of useless shops. You know, you find a weapon shop and usually it doesn't have weapons you want. It's useless. Remove it. And food shops just happen to be useless, just like that. That seems reasonable. Useless stuff appears all the time. Most items in the game are useless. Why should we remove specifically food shops? And arguably, food shops are more useful than like a weapon shop when you don't want that kind of weapon, because someday you might want some food. And here I am. I just bought food. Amazing.
Amazing.
The tie-ins are incredible.
I'm very impressed. Yep.
Nay, evolvable flora. All right. Nobody seems impressed that I bought a bunch of food in the Crawl Dev channel. Oh well.
Your life is suffering. I'm sure we all feel for you.
I was hoping I would be heralded as a prophet or something. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. I need a bunch of... if I'm going to all the trouble of buying food in order to save this piety, I should use it.
Yeah? Seems like a legitimate decision.
Ah! Too much stuff. I still haven't found disintegration, huh? Yep. Really could use some. That's a big help in health.
Yeah? Because it lets you make a little kill hole. I know the answer to that.
Yep. We're just gonna go looking for a natural kill hole, I guess. Let all those stupid mushrooms get killed. But at least they bought us some time.
Those poor mushrooms.
Deep Elf Archers, by the way, are the worst. I don't remember if you've seen Elf since they redid it.
No, I don't think so.
With the elementals everywhere and so on,
No, I don't think I've seen that at all.
So there used to be many different kinds of Deep Elf mage-like things.
Right.
There was Deep Elf Conjurers and Deep Elf Summoners and Deep Elf Mages.
Right.
Deep Elf Fighters, which were just like mages with weaker spells.
Right.
Anyway, and so basically it was all just like a million different kinds of squishy mage.
Right.
So Grunt went through and did a few elf reforms. One, he put in some monsters that were not just squishy mages, like elementals and those dancing weapons we're seeing everywhere. And two, Amulet of Harm, yuck. Yes, remove. Yeah, we're more drained. Two, he folded together a bunch of the different mage-ish monsters into one monster, Deep Elf Mage.
Okay.
With just different spell books.
Ah, it makes good sense.
Yeah. So like you can get a Deep Elf Mage who's mostly summoning focused, a Deep Elf Mage who's like a Fire Mage.
Sure.
And it's just overall makes Elf more interesting, I think.
Well, good. I'm glad it's more interesting.
Oh, and he added Deep Elf Elementalists, which, wow. They can cause some issues sometimes. They are there specifically to dig you out of kill holes.
Ouch.
They have a spell, Awaken Earth. And what it does is it targets an area, and the 9 squares... So this is a 3x3 area, right?
Right.
The 9 squares included in that area, any rock walls in it turn into earth elementals.
Ouch.
And so that ruins the kill hole, and also you're surrounded by earth elementals.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah. It's pretty good, though.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Yeah,
It is in the proper traditions.
yeah, and all of their spells are focused on being in sort of close combat, in closed quarters. Being out in the open, they can't really do a lot. They have
Fair
like
enough.
freezing cloud, which if you're in a kill hole, it's just like suddenly, for several tiles wide, just in the kill hole is just filled with freezing clouds.
That sounds pretty awful.
It's amazing. Ah, gross. All this stuff. What is going on here? Let's heal a little. Deep Elf Archer, Deep Elf Mage. I don't like any of them. And the Deep Elf Mages now are more powerful than Deep Elf Mages used to be, because they're sort of a blend of the existing Deep Elf Mages and the stronger types that were folded in.
Right.
But the Deep Elf Archers, those are new too, and they are the real jerks.
I see.
I don't like them one bit. They have like blink and repel missiles are their main things. And
That's not pretty unpleasant.
it's just impossible to get into melee range with one of them, and at range you can't shoot them. They're the worst. They're worse than Deep Elf Master Archers, in my opinion.
Okay.
Worse in the sense that they are more difficult to kill.
Right.
Now, we could go into the Hall of Blades here.
Yeah?
And it might be nice to find a triple sword. Maybe. But, we already have a perfectly serviceable endgame quality weapon. And there's just no reason to go risking a bunch of elves out in the open like this, so I'm not going to.
Okay. Decision made.
We could revisit it at some future time, perhaps. Interesting. 2 staircases in the same place. That's a little bit suspicious.
That does sound suspicious.
Look at that, 96%. We're working real hard on that protection.
Yeah, yeah.
But here in real life, I don't have any useful spells at all.
Problem.
I have, like, Silence. That's, a very valuable thing for a character who isn't casting a lot of spells.
Yeah.
But
That is
not one
useful,
one that I want to use just now. That's the thing, like... You can sort of get to too good to use syndrome with all this stuff, and so you need to be careful about choosing not to use them. But, like, obviously right now, like, yeah, there's a few mages. It's not a big deal. We could use it in, like, the main elf vault. It would be reasonable, perhaps, to use a Scroll of Silence. But also, as you are well aware, the right way to handle the elf end vault is to not fight it at once, and then a Scroll of Silence is kind of silly.
Sure.
7 scrolls of magic mapping, huh?
That's a lot.
It is a lot. What am I going to use them all for? You want, like, 4 for Zot, if you can.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of nice to be able to map depths, too. Last game, I actually started, like, kind of diving depths a bit, as well, like I dive Zot, because it was just so nasty in there, and, like... I was ready to go win. Why am I still screwing around in here? So, it could be useful for that. But I don't want to dive, like, depths 1 through 5. I think I'll just read magic mapping in here, see what's going on with these elves. That's dumb. What a waste. I don't need it. I'll just explore carefully, and I'll see the one feature that I care about long before I care about it, which is the end vault. In fact, it looks like it's right here. Wow. Sort of expected auto move to stop when it got to these stone walls, but it turns out that did not happen.
Awesome. Lucky you.
Yeah. So let's zap digging up here. This is not
Hooray, you made a kill hole.
It's not a perfect kill hole at all because of we don't have disintegration.
Right.
But we can make it pretty reasonable, like so. Because we can't dig through stone, and so we can use that to get a sort of a one-tile dig.
Right.
Which is the disintegration effect.
Indeed. Are you going to animate those mushrooms?
No. No, I'm not.
Okay.
Having allies on Elf 3 just makes things worse.
Alright.
They mess up all of the tactics, like all the positioning. It lets monsters like summon fiends when they're out in the open, but when they can't see you, but they can see your plants.
Right.
And they can throw fireballs at your plants that'll hit you.
It's terrible.
Yeah. All right, but I'm glad that this is the structure of the vault. There could have been some structures that are just hard to dig in general, and especially hard without disintegration. So I'm glad we got something manageable. I wonder if we should use the Shield of the Gong. Right? Like, that could be reasonable.
Well, but what weapon do you plan to use if you're using that?
I mean, the short sword, which is not great, I guess. The damage is a lot less. But nothing could hit us.
Yeah, but could you hit things?
Yeah, I mean, eventually. I don't know. We would have some problems also with monsters like Deep Elf Annihilators and Sorcerers who have attacks that just blow right through your shield. So, probably not the best idea ever. A steaming granite ring. You may be interested to know, by the way, that Ontoclasm is working on new amulet tiles.
Woohoo!
I'm told that the rings in the game... Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I'll take this, at least for now. The rings in the game all have tiles that sort of match their description.
A little bit. I mean, you had a sapphire ring that had a green gem in it earlier.
Yeah, so for artifacts, I don't think they... Well, I don't know. I haven't looked at them before.
It wasn't an artifact. It was a small sapphire ring.
Yeah, all right. Green. Huh? Wait, green... Sorry. Yeah, green is not sapphire. Although there are, I think, green sapphires. I think you can look that up, and it's a thing that exists.
I mean, probably, but sapphires are canonically blue.
Yes, that is true. Anyway, whereas amulets, we just have like a couple of amulet tiles, and we use them for everything. Whoa. All right. Berserk Blade Masters are not something you want to be in a kill hole with.
Look at you! You're in a kill hole with a Berserk Blade Master.
Actually, that's quite a coincidence, isn't it? That I would just think of that right now.
Yeah, that is a coincidence. It's like you planned it or something.
We could go Berserk.
Yeah?
That would really be committing.
Yeah?
I don't know if that's a good idea.
You could turn into a tree.
That's, like, worse, probably. Also, I don't have any lignification.
Oh, well, never mind then.
And there's none anywhere in the universe.
All right, then.
Invisibility, they can't see invisible, I believe. So that's a big buff. And we do have one potion of invisibility, don't we? Yes.
It's pretty scary to use your only invisibility, though.
It is, but, like, you know, we're getting to the point of the game where it's not going to be much good anymore anyway. Except
Right,
in
because
shoals.
then everything can see invisible, sure.
Yeah, except in shoals where it would be pretty good. But I think a Berserk Blade Master is more frightening than everything in shoals, so...
Well, and you know, the theory is that you're going to do Elf, and then you'll be able to go do shoals more easily, because Elf gave you great stuff.
Yeah, so we could just quaff our invisibility. I think that's fine. This is a good use of it.
Okay.
And actually, I mean, he's attacking us with rapiers, and we have a lot of armor, so even Berserked, he may not do that much damage. But I don't know, I guess he's going to do the Deep Elf Blade Master base damage, plus the rapier damage. But, okay. So we got some stabs as well from him being... What? He just walked away? Oh, apparently. I thought we had killed him, but he just walked away. There he goes. Finally.
There was something about a corrosive thing.
Yeah. We have our new ring. Like 1 or 2 times out of 100, when you get hit, it'll corrode you.
Oh, exciting.
Yep, but we picked up a bunch of slay and some fire resist, and, like, that's fine.
Okay. Plus ICC invisible.
Yeah, which we had on the previous ring, actually.
Right. You're hungry, just in case you care.
Yeah, I'll eat some pizza. Alright, I think that was a perfectly fine... Ha! And we picked up... He was carrying more Berserk.
Exciting.
I guess that makes sense, right? If he has 1, he might very well have 2.
That makes sense. I will be right back.
Alright. Hello, boys and girls. It's just you and me, and about 1 million dang elves. And we're gonna kill them all. I think this kill hole actually... I was worried that without disintegration we would be unable to make a kill hole work. And also that we might be a little too fragile for a kill hole, but that seems to not be the case. We seem to be in pretty good shape. Really? It's an Amulet of Reflection with evocable invisibility, 3 resists, but negative magic resist. So if we were to swap that for our existing +3 magic resist, we would be at 0 pips of MR instead of 4. And we would lose clarity. But we would gain some pretty valuable effects. I'm not going to do it now, because I need the magic resists in Elf. But it's something to certainly keep an eye on. I think our invocations at 15 is fine. Oops. Chop, eat. Yeah. But we're kind of full inventory-wise. I think let's just drop this old ring. I'm not going to want to put it back on. I think that'll be fine. Oh, it's so quiet here by myself, isn't it? It's weird. Don't go berserk, please, Mr. Blade Master. All right. You know, you get so used to recording in one particular way, and then something changes. Wow, Arga. Too bad we're not using axes. On the other hand, good thing we're not using axes, because axes are not that good. Yeah. Drop Brilliance. We don't have any spells. Why are we carrying this? And drop, like, Cure Mutation. I'll want that someday, but not now. Where is it? Capital X. Pick up that new amulet. That is the wrong thing. Was it capital H, I thought? Apparently I hit capital L.
I would like to share with the world the incredible suffering that it is to be a dog.
We found 2 interesting new amulets while you were gone.
Oh, wow.
Both of these ones in white.
Yeah, okay.
I don't really want... So, like, the one with fire resist on it is pretty good.
But it's got minus magic resist.
Yeah, and it's got invocable invisibility, which is pretty good for souls, right? But as I mentioned to YouTube, our current amulet has 3 pips of MR, and the new one has -1 pips of MR. So we would go from 4 MR to 0 if we put it on.
That's a pretty...
Yeah, it's a hefty price to pay. But you could imagine using it in some circumstances, perhaps.
Sure. And there's a circumstance for everything.
Yeah. I bet there are some items, that, some things in Crawl that there's just no circumstance you would ever use. I can't think of any off the top of my head, though, so maybe not.
I mean, if there's no circumstance you'd ever use it, then they probably do remove it.
Yes, that is the idea. A Rapier of Venom and a Rapier of Electrocution. Yikes. I would use this amulet against him.
All right, then.
I don't know about the Deep Elf Annihilator. So, and the other amulet has Evocable Berserk.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And makes you fragile.
Oh, no, it is fragile. So if you put it on, and if you ever take it off, it is destroyed.
I see. So you only get to use it the once.
Yeah. Which is a good...
I don't think I've ever seen that effect before.
Yeah, it probably didn't exist when you last watched.
Yep.
And it's honestly just not good enough that I think I would ever put it on. So it's kind of like, it's a potion of Berserk Rage for me right now.
Right, that would require you to take off the other amulet that you're wearing, whatever it is.
Yeah, the Amulet of the 4 Winds. Let's just put it on. Yeah.
So it's like worse than a potion of Berserk Rage.
Well, a little.
So I see you're not dead yet.
Yeah. There's this Deep Elf Annihilator that I would love to Berserk.
Yeah?
Got him. It worked.
Yep.
All right, put back on the Amulet of the 4 Winds. Good work, Amulet Bolim. Yes, capital yes. Moonstone Rin. Apparently it's a ring, but I don't know about that.
I have no answers for you.
Rin of Fire. No thanks. I don't know. Some of these Dwarven langs are just... They don't really sound that Dwarven to me. They just sound, like, dumb.
As opposed to the ones that sound like, you know, just completely culturally appropriate.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put on this Amulet of Invisibility.
Okay.
And evoke invisibility here. Because there's 2 Deep Elf Blade Masters. And they don't cast any relevant hexes. and they can't see invisible. So that's pretty good.
It sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, it worked. We got them. Let's swap. Well, we got one of them anyway. The other one sort of wandered away.
How dare he run away?
Put on, was it capital B is the one we're using? Yeah. If there's a sorcerer, tab him, no problem. An artifact ring. So we're picking up good number of artifact jewelry here, which is like pretty good. It's a good spot to get your resists on, really. I wouldn't mind like some boots of resistance or something, but you can only find that in artifacts. Uh-oh. You see the earth being awoken?
I see that. Yeah, all the elementals look different from last time I watched you.
Cool. I didn't know that had changed.
They're a lot wormier.
Worm?
Worm.
Huh.
They're more like snaky serpent things than they used to be.
Huh. It's the Wrath of Trog.
Huh.
One of our artists has been noting that he's been seeing the Wrath of Trog in every game so far. And it's all just a clustering illusion, but I'm going to let him know.
Sure, sure.
He's anti-magic? I don't know how that works for monsters. As a player, if you wield anti-magic, you get less MP.
Right.
And he blinked. What a jerk. And the other anti-magic effect, which is that when you hit something using anti-magic, it's harder for the thing to cast magic. Oh my gosh, we're going to get awoken here in a second.
Oh, well, then you should not go to sleep.
Yeah.
Did you see what I did there?
Sure.
I think you should run away.
Oh yeah, that's sounding real hot right now. How many people have been awoken this tournament anyway? Someone responds, "You know it's a bad sign for god balance when monster spellcasters start worshipping Trog."
I love it. That's great.
Yeah. Okay, so we need to get out of here ASAP. And
Yeah.
I think a scroll of blinking is a fine way to do that. Yes. Good work, Grunt. That elementalist, you got me.
You have been joined by another spectator, if you're curious.
Yeah?
You now have a cat watching.
Is that checkers by any chance?
No, like a physical cat.
Oh,
on my
I see.
lap.
Yeah. He's making more enemies.
Yeah, you should get running away.
Freezing
Ow.
Cloud? Come on. Rude.
Are you gonna die?
No.
Are you sure?
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I can be certain if I want to. Like, spend another blinking and I'll be well out of the way. It's just like, I don't have a lot of those.
Should you use haste?
It's kind of not the right time.
Okay.
I think we just have to blink. If I had the spell blinking, I would use it now.
Okay.
But I don't, so here we go. We could haste now, but I don't think it would really help. Yeah, I definitely did not want to be the first player to be awoken by the elementalists this tournament.
I presume you wouldn't be.
I actually would be, it turns out.
Oh well. Wouldn't
I
that
just
be-
checked.
That'd be a
There are
distinction.
no games for anyone. Oh, awoken. I see, that checks trunk. So let's... The tournament is mutually exclusive with trunk, which is why no games were found. Alright, let's try this.
I would like to report a bug.
Yeah?
There be unscape hatch in the floor ear. Should be a scape hatch.
Perhaps. Yeah, so far, no one in the entire tournament has been killed by an Earth Elemental summoned by an Earth Elementalist.
Wow.
Wouldn't that make you special?
Are you going deeper into elf, even though like you were having trouble?
There is no player steep. We were already on 3.
Oh, you were on 3. You
I just
ran
went
to
up
different stairs.
and then
I
down.
See. I missed you going up because I was busy with doing very important things.
There used to be elf used to go much deeper, I believe, or at least somewhat deeper.
Right.
And there was also a bug that let you get very, very deep in elf.
Like deeper than it was supposed to go, you mean?
Yes. So that's interesting. I don't see any evidence of that. Oh, let's change it from list game to list milestones, which includes how far people got. So apparently, the deepest in elf anyone ever died was elf 7.
Okay.
It's a little bit harder. I think it's going to take the database a little bit longer to come up with the list of all the places in elf anyone has ever been, as opposed to ever died.
Right.
It may, in fact, never come back. We'll see.
Yeah,
But I know,
a pretty tough query.
I think that, well, I mean, everything's indexed pretty well, so
Yeah.
stuff just mostly works. I think the record is elf 38.
Okay.
That is a bug behavior, incorrect, undesired behavior.
Mm-hmm.
But like vaults used to go to 8. All right, here we go. Yeah, there are 384,000 milestones for elf.
Okay.
Elf 1, Elf 3, Elf 2, Elf 5, 7, 4, 6, 11, 36, 38. Yeah, so
Nice.
there was some kind of bug that would let you get as deep in elf as you wanted to go, apparently. And the monster lists were basically just the same. So it was just the same as doing like elf 3 over and over again, but without the end vault.
That's hilarious.
But vaults used to go to 8. Can you believe it?
Sounds like a long way.
Yeah. Crawl has
Hey,
been
shooting at you.
Yeah. Wish I had repel missiles. Or just more evasion. Just die, please. Thank you. Shiny Fire Dragon Armor.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, could be good. Wear J, please. +2. Pretty good. 39 and 19. I think it improves our defenses, right? And the only problem is that it ruins our cold resist, which is a problem.
Yeah.
The Cloak of Complete Protection would save us. But otherwise, it's just these weapons, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm willing to have negative cold resist right now. Yeah. Let's just put on the chainmail again. That's something that we can switch to later.
Yeah.
Probably. We've got... Can't find any enchant armor. I've used it all up.
Yep. You were really excited to enchant like your cloaks and helmets and hats.
Yeah,
and
which I do not regret at all.
Okay.
It's just +1 base armor no matter what you use it on. So, or not
Sure,
base armor,
sure.
but total armor. So usually it's in fact better to enchant up your auxiliary pieces first, because you're more likely to eventually find a better base armor piece, like one upgrade to fire. Anyway, to dragon armor, I should say. And also just like you don't want to save scrolls of enchant, because then you'll just have less armor and die.
Right.
There's a lot of elves. Let's haste.
Should you summon some mushrooms? No, you don't like mushrooms here.
Yeah. Well, mostly when I was kill-holing, I didn't like them. But
Right.
here it would be maybe okay. Let's try Wand of Ice Blast. I don't know. I'm only going to hit 2 guys. Never mind. Let's just haste.
How about some mushrooms?
I can't... Like, they're also just not very useful in corridors.
Okay, that's fair.
The Earth Elementals are mostly summoned. As are the Ice Beasts. So let's just walk away from them. They're going to go away eventually. Whereas this Fire Elemental is real. And one of the mages found us, which is fine. Because we can kill him, and that kills... Jesus Christ, though, the archers. Let's quaff some heal wounds, I guess. Maybe we can just get away. Yeah, I think we can actually just like walk down here. No, the debuff archer is going to keep blinking like crazy and shooting at me. I think it's fine, actually. Yeah, we can just go. See ya.
Okay, bye.
And then we come charging down the corridor at him, and he's dead.
Woohoo!
We'll make a couple of mushrooms. See how it goes now that we have 15 evocations. Ring of positive energy. Stop picking those up, please. Several more potions of might. Do I have any more identify? I still don't. There's this deep elf annihilator. There's like just so much stuff in Elf 3, like perhaps unsurprisingly.
Yeah? I mean, isn't that sort of the idea?
Yeah, that's the unsurprising part of it. And our beautiful kill hole is ruined.
I mean, you did tell me that was a thing that happens now.
Yep. Mostly, though, I have Wands of Disintegration, and so I can just kill the Elementalist and then redig another reasonable one. Although, this game, both steps of that have been difficult. Killing the Elementalist has been a problem.
I was just observing that you did a really great job of like dramatic foreshadowing when you were telling me about how that's a thing that happens now. And,
yeah.
It happened.
It always does, man. It's no joke. Come on, man. Just blink or something, will ya? Whatever, I'll leave him alone. It's a Sif altar, who cares? Or maybe Vehemet. Probably Sif, though. I think that's a Sif altar. The little pond with an island in the middle. And a spellcaster of some kind. It's a Sif altar. Yeah, so he awoke some earth.
Make some more mushrooms?
Out of what?
Air.
Alright, now we can get back to the end vault. Let's try redigging a kill hole here, see how it goes. I wish I had better, or rather more, recharging. But, you know, we still have 2 or 3. We have 3. Like, it'll be fine. It'll all work itself out in the end.
Famous last words.
Yeah. Come on, Lost Soul. Fight me. You won't. How are we doing on time? Elf has taken a chunk of time.
Yeah, I was going to suggest pretty soon that you might...
Yeah, I mean, at the end of either this playthrough or this vault. There's 2 Elementalists. And that's all. So let's actually try to fight them a bit in the open. 3 Elementalists. Is my sack of spiders any good yet? I know at like 15. 15 is a good breakpoint for a lot of evocables, I believe.
Alright. You got a spider!
We got some redbacks, right? Not bad.
2 redbacks.
Let's get some more. Oh, he's abjuring them. Or I don't know if they are, but they can. Let's haste.
There's Blade Master coming.
Mm-hmm. But right now, we have a pretty good engagement with all these guys.
Okay.
It's the Death Mage. Another artifact ring.
Wow. This is a game to be playing in Octopode.
Yeah, no kidding. Alright, got him. And let's go rest. You should see some of my record YouTube episodes when I forget to end the episode. I think the worst I ever did was like an hour 40. What a disaster.
A winner is you.
Alright, I think we've cleared out most, but not all, of the treasure vault. And, like, there's nothing up here because the elves took it all.
Those jerks.
Okay. I sort of expect there to be a few more monsters in the back here. My pack be full. You know what? Let's just forget the short sword and the shield of the gong. Their time has passed. Book of Changes. No. I don't want to change anything. I want things to stay just the same.
Exactly the same, huh?
Don't want any of those spells. Read. X. Don't want any of those spells. Another sack of spiders. Sure. A manual of throwing. Gross. Book of Maledictions. No. Forgotten Moons. Good book. Bad spells. An iron rod? I mean, I guess. Another artifact ring.
Don't you wish you had 8 arms?
Alright, there's a million scrolls of Identify on sale, so let's go identify those, and then I think we'll just end the episode after doing that.
Okay.
Oh, 3 scrolls of Blinking on the floor. How did that happen? What?
I have no answer for you.
Oh, I bought some stuff at this store, but it didn't fit in my inventory, and I didn't notice. That's really great. I'm glad to have those back. I probably would have noticed them before it's time to go to Zot, but perhaps not any earlier. Oh my gosh, the Identify is on the floor also. Let's drop this Iron Rod. I don't... Oh, well, actually, 15 Evo Iron Rod, pretty good. Maybe I should go back and get the other rods I have left on the ground. Let's identify a ring. The cockroach, no thanks. Rod or identify... Rod of Clouds? Wow, that's expensive but awesome. Maybe I want to pick that up instead of the Scrolls of Identify?
I don't know.
I can get both. Let's get both.
Both is always the right answer.
Oh, I'm going to feel so much better with some proper evocables, I think.
Good.
I will need to remember to use them. That's something I often forget.
Okay.
Give me, please, your finest Rod of Clouds, sir. And,
Oh, it starts out +1. Lucky you.
well, it was listed that way, so I knew that. But
Right.
let's wield our new Iron Rod, see how it is. +4, pretty good.
Yeah. What's the Iron Rod do? Remind me.
It's a shotgun.
Ah, okay.
Here, I'll show you. Wield X. Let's get out into the open a bit. V, X. Pew pew pew. I don't know. Doesn't look so exciting when there's no monsters to hit. But okay. How are we for gold?
It looked all right.
We have 100 gold, so we can afford the last 3 scrolls of Identify in this shop.
Woohoo!
No, do not attack while we are doing my Iron Rod. Are we here? Can we go? No, Hill Giant. There we go. Buy all of your scrolls of Identify, sir. 18 gold. We are living the dream, spending all our money.
Woo!
Wizardry minus Telly. No, thank you. Capital L? What am I wearing now? I mean...
That's pretty good.
It's
And then you could wear the Fire Dragon armor and not have negative resist cold.
Uh-huh. It's something I could do.
You'd never be able to take it off.
What would I put that on instead of, though? Like, maybe the Ring of Protection +6, I guess?
Yeah? Ooh.
Well, I think it would be okay. Because the strength and dex would give me more evasion. I don't know. We can figure that out next episode. We went and identified the stuff, and I promised I would end the episode after that. So, in conclusion, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.